Oh, Uncle Doug.
Uncle Dan.
Do you know what makes this whole thing go?
Grit and gumption?
I'm pretty sure that's not it because I have none of that. It's what turns the world around.
Yeah, that's right. It's the people who love us.
It's the people who love us. And one of the ways that you can show that you love us, and that some people do, is by becoming patrons.
It's the only way you can show you can love us.
It's the only way we really believe you. Is if you become a patron. And the way that you do that is you go to howtoheretic.com, you click on the Patreon button, it takes you to the Patreon page, and you sign up and you decide how much of your hard-earned cash, it wasn't that hard to earn, come on, you want to kick down our way. And we've had some people who have done that we need to thank.
Awesome.
So we'll start this week with Amber. Thank you so much. Taru, I don't know if that's pronounced right or not, but thank you so much. David, who, this is your first one. I'm going to make you come up with a saint for David.
All right.
So, David, you have come in at the level where you get your own personal saint, and Doug, who has never improvised a saint before in his life, is about to throw one down. Go, Uncle Doug.
David, your saint is Saint Klinger of Toledo, Ohio. Saint Klinger is the patron saint of insincere transvestites, misdiagnosed psychoses, bathtub gin, off-brand colas, and sitcoms that get a little bit too preachy near the end and definitely overstay their welcome.
Okay. Wow. That was a good one.
Thanks a lot.
Saint who?
Saint Klinger.
Klinger.
Of Toledo, Ohio.
He's not the patron saint of trying to get a Section 8?
That's why he's an insincere transvestite.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Insincerity is the worst quality a transvestite can have. It's not nice.
And runs in the stockings, but you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then now I have a duty as well.
Yes.
And that's a trickier one because we've got a donor who gets a heaven. When you donate at a certain level, you get your own personal, customized, by your uncles, heaven. So, Dick Butticus. Yes, sir.
That's great.
You get a heaven. Here we go. Let me find it here. All right, Dick Butticus, brace yourselves, because you're going to heaven, and if you thought that was a concept you could wrap your head around, it's time to think again. Why? Because you're going to Mormon heaven.
Oh.
No, not the heaven that Mormonism purports to espouse, but the heaven that exists in multiple states at once within the quantumly perplexed brains of everyday Mormons themselves. What could be so confusing about an average Joe or Molly's version of heaven, you might ask? Everything, Dick Butticus. Every goddamned thing is confusing about that. We've talked a little bit about the theology, such as it is, on the show, and even that doesn't make sense, but the contrary ideas bouncing around unnoticed in the average Mormon's noodle are a step beyond nonsense and craziness, and that craziness will continue for you long into eternity. First, you're going to spirit paradise. Doesn't that sound nice? Well, it's not. It's a goddamned waiting room. Nobody knows what it looks like or what you'll do there, other than the fact that there are at bare minimum 1,000 years that you'll have to spend there before the great judgment. And that's if the resurrection happens the day after you die. If it doesn't, just add any intervening years onto that 1,000. Just be glad you didn't have to spend that time in spirit prison. There's no evidence that it's any different, but it sure sounds a lot shittier, doesn't it? But, oh glory! The millennium is past, and now Jesus's magic sorting hat is whisking people off to their deserved fate. And lucky you, your favorite uncles have secured you a trip to exaltation, the highest order of glory in the highest kingdom of the afterlife. We know a guy. Here's where it gets confusing, so bear with us. Exaltation is a glorious place where you live with all your exalted brother and sister humans, none of that telestial or telestial trash, surrounded by white and gold and sparkly crystals everywhere you look. You'll be able to visit all your loved ones whenever you want. They'll all be there with you. We'll get the bad ones in too, just for you. It's peaceful and serene, and most importantly, God lives there with you. That's right. You live just down the street from Elohim himself. Invite him to your barbecue. He'll come, wife/wives in tow. But also, you'll be a god yourself now. You'll spend eternity creating a universe of your own and peopling it how you will. You'll be omnipotent, omniscient, and living on your very own self-created planet, just like Elohim does. And while you're doing that, all of your exalted loved ones will be doing exactly the same thing on their homemade universes. How can these two totally disparate eternities coexist? You'll have to tell us when you're there on the other side, Dick Butticus, because we're totally at a loss. Enjoy!
Congratulations, Dick Butticus.
Ain't that some fun? Good luck to you.
I guess Biggest Dickus was taken.
I guess so. Well, I mean, you got to name yourself after one of the football greats, right?
I had not made that connection until just now.
That may or may not be what he's going for. Anyway, Dick Butticus, thank you so much for your patronage. I hope you enjoy your time in eternity. It will be miserable.
Thanks, Mr. Butticus.
Let's move on.
Moving on.